Assalamu alaikum, listeners. Welcome to Inspire FM's one of its first podcasts, which we are going to do hopefully a bit more regular, starting off with one of our locals, mashallah, where we're wanting to get to know members of our community a little better and be able to find out a little bit about their lives. Today, of course, we are going to start this series with speaking to one of our local directors of a solicitor's firm, mashallah, Bilal Farooq. Bilal, assalamu alaikum and welcome to Inspire FM.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you for the kind invite.
Firstly, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I know solicitors and possibly many professions are very busy, so thank you for your time. This is, to be honest, just a bit of a one-to-one with yourself, away from asking the legal questions of what probably everybody's interested in around maybe various different legal matters they have, but actually getting to know the person behind, of course, the director of Greystone Solicitors, Bilal himself. So firstly, just to start off with maybe a little bit about your childhood. I know we're talking about childhood. You're still very young, mashallah, but maybe a little bit about your childhood, your education, something you can share with the listeners about your kind of upbringing.
I've been born and raised in Luton. I went to Maidenhall School.
Oh, mashallah.
After that, I went to Chorney High School for boys. One of the best teachers, dare I say, Dr. Evans. And then after that, I went to Luton Sixth Form College. Thereafter, I studied law at University of Bedfordshire, where I done my honours in law. I then went on to do my masters in law, again at University of Bedfordshire. Thereafter, I went to London Metropolitan University to do my legal practice course.
Excellent, mashallah. So a ex-student, of course, of Chorney Boys. I'm sure Chorney Boys will be very proud of your journey, mashallah. And I'm glad you said Dr. Evans. I made the mistake of saying Mrs. Evans, as I was used to back when I went to Chorney Boys, and I was told off. She's a doctor now. So yeah, Dr. Evans, mashallah. I met her at an event recently. True inspiration, mashallah. And also, of course, Sixth Form College. I'm sure Mr. Altaf will be very happy, of course, that you've gone to this amazing lengths, mashallah, in our local community. And I think it's always good to see, and I'm sure many of your teachers will say the same thing, as often I get spoken about when I speak to teachers about the success of people within the town who've been, like you said, born in the town, brought up in the town and going to local schools, which again is an inspiration for many of our youth as well, to see that they themselves can also, of course, aspire to have law firms and to actually go down that path. Just before we go into the opening of Greystone Solicitors, you said you went to study university. Was it in Luton University?
Yes, so I went to University of Bedfordshire. So I done my law degree there along with my masters.
How does that actually work? So say for someone out there, a budding solicitor or lawyer out there who kind of maybe wants to follow that path, what's the kind of path? So you go to university, is it for 3 years, and what's the process they're on?
So the process has recently changed and is in the process of changing to some extent. So the usual process which was a conventional route, which I did, was a law degree, and then you do your LPC, a training contract of 2 years, and then you would qualify as a solicitor. The rules are changing, so you do a degree now in law. Thereafter, you do an SQE, and thereafter, if you get 2 years volunteer work experience or 2 years of experience, you would then qualify. The SQE is split into two parts.
Oh, excellent, mashallah. And I'm sure if there's people out there who need kind of further advice and detail, kind of maybe, of course, sometimes I think a lot of times, especially for our youth, they need a little bit of direction when it comes to careers. Sometimes they don't know what they want to do, so they need a bit of careers advice. But when they do want to, they know what to do, they don't know how to do it. So I think that would always be a difficulty. So regarding the journey itself, although you said it's changed now, what was your journey from Luton University onwards?
So my journey was conventional. So I've done the law degree at University of Bedfordshire. Thereafter, I done my masters. I then done my LPC. That was at London Metropolitan University, but I done a study training contract. So I done my LPC along with the training contract for 2 years, and thereafter I qualified at a law firm in Luton. After that, I went to London, where I practiced as a solicitor, along with a in-house in Milton Keynes, and thereafter I opened Greystone Solicitors at the age of 30 in 2018.
Excellent, mashallah. At the age of 30, opening your own solicitors firm, that must have been a scary experience, no?
Extremely.
Mashallah. Scary, but I'm sure very exciting as well at the same time. And again, I think this is something that is truly kind of inspirational from speaking to yourself in this kind of what we're looking at is a bit of an in-depth kind of look into your life. But not such a, of course, a vast career. Sometimes when we're having these conversations, it's with people who've been doing things for the last 30, 40, 50 years perhaps. But of course, a very young guest to start this process off. Mashallah, it's amazing. Well, I've got down here that you recently won the Rising Star Award at the British Muslim Awards. I was actually, I saw the social media and that looked really nice. Tell us a little bit more about the awards and on what was that for?
That was a Rising Star in Law at the British Muslim Awards in Manchester. So I won that. It was a great achievement. It kind of recognises the work that I'm doing along with the team at Greystone Solicitors, and recognising our achievements within the community and more importantly within the legal field.
Excellent, mashallah. And I think this is to be honest, there's a lot of awarding events going on. We of course have our own local community awards. You've got the Love Luton Awards. There's a few different awards locally, and obviously this one you mentioned nationally taking place. I think it's good to make sure that we firstly appreciate local people that do of course the local work, and also to be able to celebrate in their achievements, because I think a lot of times. To be honest, I think it's maybe more of a phenomenon for the recent years. But previously, people used to just get on with their day-to-day job and not necessarily gain the recognition for the work. So I think it's extremely good to do that. And of course, alhamdulillah, being part of Luton, of course, putting Luton on the map for this award. So congratulations for that. So coming back to Greystone Solicitors at the age of 30, so firstly, just talk us through that process. So when you first thought that, you know what, I actually firstly would like to have my own firm, what's the process of setting up a firm? What kind of things did you go through?
So normally the process of setting a law firm up, you've got to be 3 years post-qualified solicitor to open a law firm up. I'm one of the few in the UK to open a law firm up post 2 years, 6 months qualified as a lawyer. The process is extremely difficult. You've got to make a process application to the SRA in order to open a law firm up, which is a rigorous process. I've had to go through a waiver application in order to get the exception to open it up before 3 years. Alhamdulillah, I got that, along with then making a further process to an application to the SRA, which also got accepted. And then after that, once I got that, you got to get indemnity policy, which allows you to open up, along with various other employers, public liability. You've got to look for premises. After that, along with doing the premises up, a lot of legal work insofar as lease work's concerned, a lot of design work, which is branding of the business. So it's a lot of work when you trying to set up from scratch, which makes it slightly more difficult, and not knowing the process makes it even more difficult.
Most definitely. Again, doing anything for the first time, I think is challenging. But in this situation where not only were you doing it for the first time, but starting something completely new, was this part of a team effort, or were you kind of literally single-handedly kind of taking the bandwagon forward for Greystone Solicitors?
So I've started it from scratch from myself. I've had extremely immense support from my family, my parents, my sisters, my uncle. So it's been, without them I wouldn't have been able to do it. A lot of sleepless nights, sometimes thinking whether this is the right decision I've made. But at the end it was worth the while. Perseverance is the key to keep going.
Excellent, mashallah. No, definitely, and I think you're a clear example of hard work and success, mashallah. Which again, as everybody would know, hard work, of course, is the ingredient to success. And I think people, you can't sleep all day long and expect there to be success. So, mashallah, congratulations to all your hard work. So, just doing a bit of an in-depth into Greystone Solicitors itself. So, what do Greystone Solicitors specialize in? What's their key services?
So we're a diverse law firm. So we help businesses along with individuals, charities. In regards to our services, we do immigration. We do a lot of immigration, which includes personal immigration and business immigration. We do family law, personal injury, property law, which is both residential and commercial, along with various other services.
Excellent, mashallah. I'm aware that you do some free legal clinics. What's that about and how does that work?
Yeah, in regards to the legal clinics, every Fridays. That is for both immigration and family law. It's a walk-in service. You don't need to book. Walk in. We've got a few solicitors who would then see the client and provide them with free legal advice in respect of what they require. I think it's great because people don't know where they stand in respect of their legal context, and more importantly, it's giving back to the community and educating people in respect of their matter.
Excellent, mashallah. And this is taking place at the Greystone Solicitors office, is it?
Yeah, so we do it every Fridays. We also have recently started with Islam channel. So we every Mondays we provide free legal advice on Islam channel as well. Monday.
Excellent, mashallah. And in regards the office, where is Greystone Solicitors based for our listeners who can pop in on Friday for this free legal advice?
Yeah, Greystone Solicitors. We're based on 275 Dunstable Road, near Mini Tesco's Express.
Excellent. And again, in line with obviously the free clinics and a lot of the community work and charity work that you do, how important is it for you as an individual, but also as a firm for Greystone Solicitors, to be involved with the community and support the community in what it does?
I'm just as passionate about the community as I'm about the law firm. I think it's important to give back to the community. We always aim to put the community at the heart of everything that we do and can do, and it's important to give back.
Excellent, mashallah. And talking about giving back, one of the things I have seen with Greystone Solicitors is keen supporters of various charitable causes. Do you want to just remind maybe the listeners of some of the charitable causes that Greystone Solicitors has been able to sponsor and been involved in?
Yeah, so insofar as the free legal advice clinics, we work with a few organisations within Bedfordshire. We work with British Red Cross, Women's Aid, Stepping Stone. There's some of the charities that we worked with. Insofar as charitable causes and affiliations, we're bronze members of Keach Hospice. We also have helped in so far as community interest Luton Keeping Warm campaign. We're also in the our sponsors of Noah's Big Sleep Out in October, coming up this year. And also we've been sponsoring Luton Town Ladies Football Club for the past couple of seasons. So we like to get involved within the community. And we also help out in regards to legal inquiries for Citizen Advice Bureau and Luton Law Centre.
Excellent. So a good variety of things, mashallah, getting yourselves really involved and really offering your services to as many people as possible, especially when we're looking at Luton Citizen Advice Bureau, the Law Centre. A lot of these organisations will probably be able to help a lot of people out there through this free legal advice, mashallah. So credit to yourself and your team, mashallah, for putting yourselves out there, and thank you for all that you do. But also, of course, one of the things, again, being a young lawyer, a very young firm, mashallah, you've been an inspiration to future lawyers. What would you say to people listening out there in respect to being an inspiration to the young lawyers out there?
I think perseverance is the key. The world's your oyster. Never give up. There's opportunities there out there. So follow your dreams. You work hard. You'll be rewarded for your success.
Excellent, mashallah. Now that we've got the professional career out of the way, and mashallah, I think very important details of getting to know, of course, not only Greystone Solicitors, but the man behind, of course, Bilal Farooq.
I'd also like to, within that, thank obviously the team at Greystone Solicitors. They obviously make the dream come true for Greystone Solicitors. They work immensely hard. And also I'd like to thank the charities, the businesses and organisations we work with. Without them, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Definitely, no, exactly. I think there's it feels like there's a real team effort going on at Greystone Solicitors, mashallah, which is amazing to see. But we can leave the team behind now. Yourself, I think one of the things sometimes we never get to know from people is some maybe some of the finer kind of personal details, which I think we just like to end on a lighter note in the interview. So maybe just some quick fire questions. I was just thinking of this morning.
These do kind of worry me.
Your favourite colour? What is Bilal's favourite colour?
There's a few by far. Meant to narrow it down. I'd go for white.
White. Oh, right. Excellent. Interesting. Favourite food?
Favourite food? Normally Lebanese.
Lebanese. And obviously, just an extension to that, can you cook?
No.
No, mashallah. So favorite food is just from the eating side. And one final question. Often, I mean, obviously, if you're fortunate enough to have the time off, holiday destinations. Any personal favorite holiday destination for yourself?
For me, I've been a few times to Oman.
Oh,
So I
mashallah.
really, I really enjoy going there.
Excellent, excellent. Bilal, thank you so much for your time, and it was really lovely to speak to yourself, get to know you. I'm sure this is just the start for yourself and for Greystone Solicitors. Luton is privileged to have you here, and I think we're extremely fortunate for all the work that you do and your team does, mashallah, and all the support you give for the charity and community initiatives. Long may it continue. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you for speaking to us today.
And thank you for the kind invite. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Listeners, stay tuned. Hopefully, we'll be bringing you more, of course, in-depth live stories of individuals out there. If you'd like to be interviewed, then again, you can contact us on 01582481822. Email info@inspirefm.org, and hopefully, we'll stay tuned, and we'll be bringing you the next podcast. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.